Tesla and what it is currently doing with Bitcoin. How much does it hold? And yes, it did make money off Bitcoin in 2021. XRP holders are seeing a 30% bounce after Ripple gets permission to explain fair notice defense in its court case versus the SEC. And has Bitcoin finally made its next run up? And what does exactly mean this 30% bounce for XRP holders? We've got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Crypto Glenn. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get started with probably some of the biggest news today. Tesla coming out and making a public statement saying that it has taken $101 million in permanent loss due to its investment in Bitcoin, although, in fact, they did make money with Bitcoin in 2021. The loss is essentially an accounting issue and does not pose a significant impact to Tesla's overall financial health. The company still has about $2 billion in Bitcoin on its balance sheet. I like to think that this news right here has actually caused somewhat of a upbeat tempo in the market. A lot of people are feeling good coming off these significant downs that we've had over the last 2.5 weeks. Really great opportunity to be buying things. If you guys have been following me on TikTok, I've been doing a lot of content over there. I told you guys about what I thought Bitcoin's moves were going to do. And when you know it, to a T, it has played out exactly as I thought it would, which is great. That's also for everyone who maybe uses my content as informational gathering source to do their own due diligence and possibly take trades based on their own fact finding. So if that's you, congratulations, you are up significant today. Tesla shares were also up 2% Monday morning, but the stock has tumbled more than 10% this year as investors move out of tech stocks and into a more value-oriented sector such as oil. This is important because I've said this on TikTok. I've said this on these kind of videos that I do here on YouTube. When you look at what the Fed is going to do with interest rates and how they plan on hiking them at least 3 times this year in 2022, investors are going to leave what would be deemed as risky investments, stocks, crypto, and they're going to put them in more traditional, safer assets, right? So I think this is part of what you're seeing in terms of investors moving out of tech stocks. They're looking for something that has a little bit more shelter, a little bit better insulation. This is what I mean when I say, it's important to look at the market in a macro environment and not just a micro environment, because it's not just a small market anymore. It's affected by a lot of moving pieces, a lot of variables, and it would benefit you to look at the market in its entirety, not just crypto in itself. So although crypto and Bitcoin itself is up 4% today, hitting $43,000, apparently Bitcoin has fallen more than 7% this year, and it's roughly down 40% from its all-time high. So very much still in a bear market, if you're asking me. Again, anytime you retrace more than 20% from your all-time high, by definition, you are in a bear market. I would say that XRP holders definitely don't feel that their holdings are in somewhat of a bear market, even if you've purchased over the last 2.5 weeks, because XRP has gained 30% after the judge in the Ripple versus SEC case. Annalisa Torres has granted Ripple permission to respond to the SEC's Memorandum of Law in support for the motion to strike fair notice defense, according to documents. Not sure how these documents have been obtained, but apparently this is factual. Additionally, Judge Torres also ordered the unsealing of 3 documents concerning the SEC versus Ripple case, including Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse email thread and disposition notice and founder Chris Larson's email string. Personally, I can't wait to see what kind of information is uncovered in that thread. I think there are a significant amount of people who would like to get more insight before jumping back into Ripple, or maybe even selling off more in their position. And I think this could be a key component in swaying people's decision whether to hold, buy more, or to further unload bags. I will say this though, looking at the charts, do not get into chasing this candle. I love this volume, $30.3 million moving in the last day alone. Let's take a look at the last 4 hours. Yeah, 2.6 million, 3 million, 8.8 million in terms of volume. I would love to see that kind of volume moving into Bitcoin. The volume here for Bitcoin has been, kind of low, and you definitely want to make sure that before making any trades, you're paying attention to what the volume is doing, because I'm not really seeing too significant a volume. I like seeing volume in the range of like 4.5 to, anything above 4.5 thousand. when you start looking at Bitcoin, and over the last 4 hours alone, you've got 5. This 2.8 is a little weak. Seller exhaustion is just kind of happening all over the place. 2.2 thousand. It's just being completely dominated by the buyers here. Here you have 4.2 thousand. This buyer's candle 2.1, a little weak, but they're trying. Currently, we actually have a rejection off the 618. Have yet to bounce above that. I'm having a little bit of a difficult time in terms of getting a decent bead. Whenever we see we connect these lows. All right, and if we connect the highs, you have this narrowing ascending channel. I would say definitely keep an eye on this. If you break above this resistance line, come back to back test it, you're probably going to move up. If you happen to fall below, come back to back test it, you could actually potentially end up falling back down beyond your support. So, there's not really a whole lot of activity that's going on here. When we look at the VPVR, there's just not a lot of significant volume, even though price right now is currently above value area, and that's good. We did get this bounce off the 786 like I was predicting on TikTok. But you need to be mindful of where we're going right now, because the volume, like I said, it's not really too significant. And right now, this is, for me anyway, a bit of a moment of indecision. I need to see a little bit more from this. I'd like to take a look and see where we are on the RSI. We've got a few that are overbought. Volume is currently tapering off for the sellers here. So a little bit more information needs to be gathered from this. I'll be making updates on Twitter and TikTok. But right now, for me, this is definitely in a no trade zone. I mean, obviously, if we come down here and we kiss this support line, if we start to move back up, I might take a little bit of a very small long. But the distance between these lines here, it's not even 3%. So you'd have to be working with a pretty significant amount of money in order to make a trade like this even worth it in terms of risk to reward. Like I said, there's just there's a lot of information here that needs to be derived. This 4-hour candle is getting ready to close in the next minute or so. So we should have some more information here, and I'll be again talking about that here on TikTok and Twitter. So right now we're on the sidelines. We're just watching. We're waiting to see how this is going to break. We're waiting to see what it's going to do. See if we can get some kind of pattern derived from the information that's being presented to us. If you're looking at XRP, whether if it's on the 4-hour or the daily, do not chase this green candle, okay? Because if Bitcoin does not hold up on this trend and it starts to fall back, XRP, as well as the rest of the market, XRP is definitely going to taper back as well. You see the total market cap here is actually eclipsing a $2 trillion market cap. $2 trillion market cap. So what this is telling me here is it's going to be pretty important, depending on what you're holding, depending on when you got in. You might actually look at today as being a little bit of a sell day to kind of lock in profits in case this does start to go back the other way. You can possibly buy back in and try to earn more. You see we're still actually in our green zone here, so this is good. We were out of it for a little while, and you can kind of see, gosh, we drew this back, December, November of last year. So we're back in the green. That's good. Can we stay is what remains to be seen. I don't want to call any definitives as of right now. Like I said, we need to be mindful of what information we're getting. Okay, so we got a little bit of a closure here. Just trying to get in. Yeah, see, right now it's getting ready to test this support. So I think this is a moment to watch Bitcoin and see exactly what is it going to do. And I don't want to belabor the point too much, but guys, that's really all I have for you right now. Short video, a lot of news coming out of Ripple. The court case has got XRP pumping 30%. Bitcoin has finally touched 43,000 for the first time in a number of months. And this is actually, let's go back and take a look at our high here. When was the last time we saw this high? Let's go here. Get my line in there. Yeah, it's been a little while. We are testing resistance from January 13th. So almost a month ago. Which is funny because it lines right up with that 618. Can I delete that? Right up with that 618. So you see we got a rejection off the 618. We'll come back and try it again. If we don't get it, then we're probably going to break down to the downside again. The more times you hit it and you don't break through it, the more liable you are to fall below. So we'll see if we can get it in the next 4 to 8 hours. If we can, that could be good news. If not, that might be bad news. But follow me here on Twitter at CryptoGlenn. At CryptoGlenn. Thank you to the 503 folks who are following me. You see, we had actually been making posts about Bitcoin's movements for quite some time, and all of these played out to the T. So when there's information to be shared, I'm going to share it. When there's trades to be taken, take them. When it's time to just sit on the sideline and watch and wait and see what Bitcoin's going to do, then that's the appropriate measure, and that's what we're doing right now. You can always subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already, and I want to say thank you to the 5,000 subscribers. Whoa! I just looked at this and it was like at 3,000 or 4,000. Now here we are at 5,000 subscribers. So thank each and every one of you for making this happen. Could not do it without you. If there's anything you guys want to see in the comments, or leave it in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to cover it in a following video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.